Welcome back, everybody. It's Dawn Samuelson with Neigh, the National Equine Institute of Growth Through Healing, Incorporated. I am here to tell you about my interesting week. Many of you know that my son Ryan has had 4 organ transplants over the last 10 years. And those of you that don't, surprise, we've had quite a journey. And I'd like to share with you how interesting this week was for me. Ryan's 19th birthday was last Friday, and he started to get sick on Saturday. And of course, we had a party scheduled for him for Sunday. He ran a fever. It was about 101.7, and in the past, over the years, when Ryan would run a fever, we would end up in Pittsburgh Children's Hospital. But this time, because of COVID, we took him to our local hospital, which is a UPMC of Chautauqua. And we were pleasantly surprised. They were very, not pleasantly surprised that they were very helpful. They were very helpful, but also very concerned because he is a transplant patient. And as you know, with COVID, we were very frightened that maybe he was exposed to COVID. So as we were in the ER, he had gotten tested for COVID and the flu, and nothing showed up, which was a blessing for us. We were very thrilled. However, after a night's stay in the hospital, we found that his blood work had come back, that he had a blood infection. Now, we've spent many, many years dealing with different situations with Ryan. So, of course, my immediate fear came into play. It didn't take long for me to realize that I needed to step back, and I turned that over to God. And I've learned over the years that God has this, and I have to keep trusting and being able to not get in his way. So we found out that Ryan had to be admitted, and I went into a bit of a panic because I felt that he should be at Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, where he's had all his organ transplants. But that was not the plan. The plan was to keep him in the local hospital. It was very interesting for me because I was able to really step back and realize that people come into your lives for many reasons. And I noticed that the one doctor in particular was very interested in Ryan's case. He spent many hours researching and studying his transplants and what had gone on with him. And he was very thorough with the conversations with myself and his father. And also, he reached out to Pittsburgh and had them online and really tried very hard to stay in close contact with the transplant team in Pittsburgh. Well, that was a huge relief for me. I felt that this man, who was a doctor at the hospital, was willing to go out of his way to be able to research about our son and give him the best care possible while he was under his watch. And it was interesting because I sat and spoke to that doctor at length, and he had said that there are very few people that come into the hospital with a case like Ryan's, and especially transplants, but he had actually done his residency in New York City and dealt with a lot of transplants. Now, what are the odds of that? So I sit back and I think, and I smile many times because I think it's so amazing to me to see how God places people in our lives many times every day. But are we open to see them? Are we open to glean the information that they have? Even when things are, or people are negative in our lives, I look at many things in a different light now, because I feel like I can learn so much from people that are negative as well. I had a very good experience this week in the hospital, and it was not easy. It's not fun sleeping in those little hospital chairs. However, we were very blessed this week, and we had a lot of care, a lot of prayer, and a lot of friends stepping up to help us at home with the horses and other things that need to be done in the area. So I guess what I'd like to just share is that as you go through life, sometimes things are very difficult. And this is where it comes back to the emotional coat. It becomes a patch on the coat. But again, that does not have to be my identity. I'm still a mom. I'm still a business owner. I'm still a friend. I'm still a lot of things to a lot of people. But at that moment, I stepped aside and actually allowed God, allowed him, that sounded actually kind of funny. I actually was able to just recognize all the blessings in every day that we sat there in the hospital. And I think that that is something that I feel very, very lucky to have. And I really hope more people could recognize those types of things, because it actually makes the day fun. We laugh. We joke with the fact that we're walking around with a pole, and Ryan was dancing with the pole. We have a choice in life. We can choose to be miserable, or we can choose to be happy. That's a choice that we make. And I think being in the moment and being present is a really cool place to be. So I just wanted to share that with you and hope that you have a really great day. And look at all the special people around you, both good and bad. They all have something to teach us. Until next time, have a great day.